What's going on, guys? BladeZilla here, and today we are taking a look at the newly released Reate T600. Not to be confused with the Reate T6000. This is the 600 model, and what separates it from some of the other models? Well, obviously she's big, she's beastly, a little more color in this particular one with the blue crystal tie, but it's an integral. So that's pretty darn cool in itself in terms of a feature of the Riot. So we're going to sit down, relax today, enjoy a video of the Riot T600, Terminator 600 with the lock in the crystal tie blue with DLC accents in kind of that gorgeous stonewash. Gorgeous knife. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee, beer, wine, club soda, whatever you're into. White Monsters apparently are a thing. So grab a White Monster. As a reminder, guys, check out BladeZilla.ca, where a lot of the knives featured on this YouTube channel, including this one right here, is right here because I put it up literally seconds ago. So there you go. A really cool knife. Reate T600 integral marbleized green zirc or blue-green crystal tie, and then obviously sorry, did I say blue-green? Crystal blue tie. And then full DLC version. Super cool. Got a restock on some Zoros, some Alliance stuff, some Shiro F95, CKFs, Microtech, ProTech, TRM, all kinds of cool stuff. Rockstead. Check out BladeZilla.ca. But we're not here to talk about BladeZilla.ca. We're here to talk about this gorgeous beast of a knife, which, you know what, I'm already seeing how this crystal tie just pops and hammers into the camera's sensor and like makes it think that it's white for some reason. So I apologize in advance if the reflection's a little much on the video. I don't see today's video being more than maybe 15 minutes. Just wanted to show the video, do some specs, do some measurements, show off that gorgeous blue crystal tie, which, hint, my God, it looks beautiful and it's very well done. It pops nicely against this DLC. And then show the integral portion, the locking feature, all kinds of stuff. So that's where we're going with today. Let's start with some measurements on this beast, and we'll kind of work our way through as normal. So this particular one, just a hair under 9 inches, about 8 7/8 it appears, based on my squinty eye measurement on the right here around a camera and a camera strap, but looks safe to say under 9 inches. Blade length of about 3.5 sharp, about 3 7/8 to the center of that choil, depending on how you measure it, obviously. Probably 3 5/8 is the official measurement if I were to check it out online. In terms of weight on this, well, it's so heavy, like unreasonably heavy. I don't even know where to start. I think I recall seeing the specs, so I don't want to cheat. I thought it was 10.5 ounces. But let's see, 10.6, yeah, 10.5, there you go. So the actual spec sheet was right, which is rare. They're usually off by a little bit. So 10.5. So could you imagine right there if I would have said, oh, I think it's around 10.5, I couldn't do it, because I just can't do that. I'm an honest guy. But yes, it's, actually, you know what, I think the DLC version is 11. One of the colors, maybe it's the green, is 11 ounces. I remember writing that down. So 10.5 ounces, an absolute beast of a knife, 3.5 inch blade plus, and the blade stock on this, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's pretty much like a full-size knife in width of just the blade. It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to grab a couple size comparisons and then I'll walk you through some of the features. I guess, you know, what did I have it up for? $900, something like that, which is just a steal for an integral of this level of supply. Like, you could probably sell it for weight, in all honesty. So I'm gonna grab, where's my Quantum or Hattie or something? Here's a Hattie half tie Shirogorov, just to kind of show you lengthwise. It's a big knife, right? Full size. That's a 95mm blade, and you know what? I think it is smaller than the Riot. End to end. Blade wise, it's bigger, but in terms of the actual profile of this one, she's the beast. And just because sometimes we have to do this, I'll grab the large Sebenza. That's a 31. And I'll grab the small Sebenza just because I feel like I need to do this. There's the small Sebenza. Yes, it pretty much could be eaten by the T600 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The whole blade, whole knife basically fits in the blade. There you go. The whole knife is basically the handle. It's just all around silliness. So there you go, small Sebenza with a drop point on there and in S45 VN. Okay, well, where to start on this one? Well, it's a flipper, so you've kind of got the flipper tab. You'll see the flipper is forward of center by a long, well, not long, but enough that it's such a heavy blade and such a stiff detent, which is rare on the integrals. You know, it's forward of center, so it flies out really nicely. It has to. If that flipper tab was back of center, it would just kind of float out gently, and it would be kind of like bleh, like you need it to be forward of center. We've got all kinds of hardware all over the place in like T25, I swear. It's big, thick pieces of hardware, probably T20 in the lower sections on the thumb stud. You can flip it out. I'm not going to do that because right below this knife is a tripod and I don't want to damage it. On the flip side here, same kind of thing, matching hardware all around. On the clip, which is externally attached, which lo and behold, weird, right? It's an integral. You're not attaching that necessarily internal, with very few exceptions. We have a lanyard hole, which probably should make room for like a carabiner to hold the weight of this thing, let's be honest. But if you do want to decide to tie some paracord or leather on there, then absolutely, by all means, go for it. It's pretty simple. It is visible from the side. It's not hidden. Pretty awesome. Onto the locking mechanism itself. So you've got this grip on the back handle here that when you push this forward, it's on a spring system that pushes out these two pins. I guess let's start by talking about those pins. Well, why is it important? Well, right now the blade's locked shut. You cannot, because those pins are in, you can't open it. You can see it moving, right? It's held in place from a safety standpoint. That's actually pretty convenient because it's such a thick, heavy blade, right? So you pop those pins out like so, and I'm gonna just focus the camera to make sure. Both sides push out. One of them will lock it. So keep that in mind. If you push it and some reason you end up pushing one back, one will lock it. So that engages now the ability to open it. You can do that with thumb stud on the side here, and you can also do it with the flipper tab. I'm not going to do it with the thumb stud. Once again, now that it's open, a nice little feature here is that you can actually lock the blade again into that position where now you cannot unlock it. So I've opened the locking mechanism, it is locked. So it's essentially like, for all intents and purposes, it's not, but essentially it's like a fixed blade now. So pretty cool that you can lock it open and lock it closed. That's a nice little feature. Same kind of thing applies here if you want to open it back up. To close it, those pins come out and off you go. Now it's essentially a regular pocket knife again. So really cool little feature. In terms of the blade profile itself, let's look a little sharper on this. So we've got a stone wash on the bottom here, which it is a hollow grind. Pretty interesting, which is, it would make sense because of how thick that blade stock is to do a hollow grind to make it actually usable. So I'm not too sure what you use it for, but it's pretty cool. You've got a recurve on that blade as well. And then on the inside, you've kind of got three finishes here I'm kind of looking at. So you have the stone wash on the bottom, you've got the stone wash on top, you've got the stone wash on the inside of the blade here, and then you've kind of got a satin flat kind of surrounding the thumb stud area. So it's a very intricately finished blade for Riot, actually. You know, I would say primarily they're known for their heavy, thick, you know, basically grinds that they do, like big, thick, heavy grinds. This is a very nice little detailed fit and finish on this one, actually, which makes sense because it's dressier, it's fancier. So I like that. Thumb studs are DLC as well, buttons DLC, hardware is DLC, everything that's basically a wear point is DLC, including the handle. On the back here, the clip and other side scale are all crystal tie in blue, which is just gorgeous. Very nice. I don't think I've ever seen that in blue. You have an over travel stop slash metal lock bar insert, which lo and behold, once again, because it's an integral, is attached external instead of internal, once again, because you can't really get inside and do a whole lot on the integral stuff. If we look inside here, as you would suspect, no skeletonization on the inside of this guy, right? Makes sense. Hard to do. Hard to do. But how they kind of do it, they add some scales from the sides, and there's lots of detail work inside. It's pretty cool. And then on the underside of that, it looks kind of got some heat marks as well. Looks great. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it looks terrific. They are individually numbered. I haven't actually looked for where the numbering system is on this, but I'm assuming probably somewhere on the inside or on the lock bar, or is it on the blade? I didn't even check if they did it on the blade. It would make sense. There it is, this particular example, number 9, 150 made in MagnaCut, which I seem to recall a lot of the previous big, hunk, thick Terminator knives have all been M390. Could be wrong, guys, but I think this might be the first batch of MagnaCuts that I've had come through on Riots. In terms of the Terminator lines, anyway. So that's kind of cool. Could be wrong. Probably am wrong. Don't judge me. Beautiful example. Nicely finished all the way around. In terms of fit in hand, well, it's a beast. Being 10.5 ounces, it fills my palm. I'm an extra large glove. Nice flat spot on the top for your thumb to fall, as well as if you want to push down the blade to the end here, there's a nice little riser on here, and then swages together in the middle, but your thumb's not really going to go past that jimping too much. It's kind of rest in this zone. So to me, if you're wearing work gloves kind of thing, you know, there's a lot of usability on that handle, which is awesome. It's totally awesome. And I just love how it's kind of got those vented sides. It's still kind of, you know, it is a Terminator knife, so it's very futuristic in nature. It's got a lot of pizzazz to it that I wouldn't necessarily have thought I would have loved. But then I got my first Terminator knife, geez, a couple years back, and I'm hooked on these big guys. They're just so cool and unique. Let's see the balance. Is it blade heavy? It's got to be. No, it's balanced. There you go, right behind the pivot. That's surprising in itself, based on the blade stock. Runs on bearings as well, and I'm going to drop this down here if it wants to focus for me. Just get a little close here. So it runs on bearings and nice and smooth. I feel like it's almost easier to tune a lot of these heavy blades than it is the super light ones. Case in point, recently, if you have been following the channel, I got one of those Shirogorov skinny strips, which is like the lightest Shirogorov ever made kind of thing, or the thinnest blade stock Shiro. I don't know if it's the lightest Shiro. It's 2.5 ounces. So we're going really this week, we're averaging a normal knife weight, which is kind of funny because on one day we do the skinny strip, and on the next we do the T600 in absolute beast mode. So between the two, I guess we've kind of got two normal knives, but on one end feather light and on the other monster. So pretty darn cool. Like I said, I have these in kind of 3 different colorways. One is a green Zerk. Beautiful fit and finish on that as well. Another is a classic black on black DLC. Just put them up, so I'm not too sure what one's going first. I've got a couple stacks of each, so we'll see kind of how they go. You know, the T doesn't really matter what version, the Terminator lines, the T1000, the T6000s, they've all done really well in the store, just because they're completely against the grain of just about every knife, every pocket knife that's kind of been released the last couple of years. They're adding weight, they're adding volume, they're adding features you don't really necessarily need in the lock. It's just cool, like all the way around. It's just a cool knife. I don't know how usable it would be to carry, but let's be honest, people buying the T600, I don't know if you're carrying it. You're probably using it as, I don't even know, like it's not practical, it's heavy, it's beastly, but I'll tell you what, it keeps having me come back for more because of how unique it is. And I that's not unique to the T600, that's just unique to the Terminator series from Riot. They're just all monsters. And just cool. Like, you feel like a kid, again, playing with something new when you pick up one of these, because it's just so against the grain of every other pocket knife that's kind of out there. So that to me is why I think they're cool. And obviously, being a flipper and thumb stud, you gotta get some dual purpose to it. If you don't have too many flippers in the collection, that's a nice little cool touch to it. So, and then the blue itself is just unique in that we don't have a whole lot of crystal tie blue that kind of comes around. And I don't know what the process, I've never really looked up the process on how to do crystal tie, but I imagine it's pretty involved. I saw some videos of Space Monkey doing some crystal tie stuff, and looks like a lot of work. Looks like a lot of work. But when it's done nicely, she sure does shine. So anyway, I think that's, I don't know where we're at, 10, 15 minutes in. I just wanted to show the knife, talk about it, weigh it, show it in hand, let you know that there's some available in the store, and that my understanding is they're very limited, right? So on this particular color, 150, I can't see the other variants being more produced than that. So not a huge release of a really cool knife. And just checking online real quick, they're starting to sell out. So not available all over the place, which is crazy. Just look at that crystal tie again. Oh God. Something about it, it just works, you know? It just works so well. And then they match that long clip with it too. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I would have loved to see the number right here though. If they would have put that on the lock bar, that would have been cool. It's off the blade. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, especially when you're holding one of these. All right, well I think, let's make sure it's unlocked. I think that's all I got for you. Check them out, BladeZilla.ca. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, you're here now. Throw a thumbs up. Every Monday, Thursday, 7 a.m. Well, actually, I guess it'd be 7 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Mountain, 4 a.m. Pacific. Nice and early for those guys. And yeah, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Geez, I'm all over the place. Easy to find. Check it out. And just check out the store. If you want to grab one of these, they're readily available as I film it, which could change pretty quick because it's a cool knife. It's cool. All right, guys. Well, have a good week, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.